Last year we had over 3.25 million visitors. The year before that, over 3.5 million. There's something very special about having a number that's equal to more than the number of people that live in St. Louis come to the institution. I mean, it's a phenomenal number. And if you touch that many people, then something's got to happen. I mean, you won't get people to conserve the natural environment unless they care about it, unless they're somehow connected to it. And most people aren't going to go to Africa. I mean, it's not going to happen. It's a privilege for a very small number of people. So their contact with truly wild things is going to be through the context of the zoo. So I think in terms of the way people experience this place, that's got to be the most important thing. It's connecting with people with animals. I'm Jeffrey Bonner. I'm the Dana Brown President and CEO, and my role is, just generally speaking, to run the zoo, although sometimes I think the zoo runs me. Where I see the emotional connection, or you can even hear it, would be a thing like the stingrays, where they can touch the animals. And they go into that environment, younger children, well actually people of all ages go in there, and there's a fear factor. Okay, they're going to reach in and touch a stingray. And they have this idea that it'll sting you, which actually it can. Although we take like a little nail clipper and kind of trim the end of the barb. But yeah, it's exciting for them. There's a fear factor. There's a whole bunch of emotions that are engaged. And then they touch, and then everything is different from that point on. So, and I say you can hear it before you can see it, because 50 yards away, you can hear the exclamations, the sort of the wonder, the fear, the sort of the, oh no. And that means that people are engaged. I think when I get fed up with the office, I like to go to the stingrays, but more often than not, I go to the sea lion tunnel. Now there you find people that are as close to being in the water with sea lions as they got to get. I mean, apart from not getting wet, they're in the environment with the animals. And that to me is a very special kind of way of getting people to see things through the eyes of a sea lion, to see sea lions in ways they never saw them before. They're no longer black blobs on the coast of California. There's something special, something magical. I think penguins does the same thing. What I like about the penguin exhibit is that it stinks, it's loud, it's cold, and it's wet. I mean, those are 4 great things about that exhibit, because people go in there and they're transported. They find something completely new. And then I think you engage all those senses. You can't help but engage them, in an emotional way, in a very visceral way. And that's working. You see it, and then people might care a little bit more about something like global warming. I think we have the new polar bear exhibit. You'll find the same thing. You'll see them underwater. They're a different creature underwater. I always say the same thing. They're graceful, they're balletic, they look like a jellyfish. The fur sort of floats out. You can see why they're marine mammals. You can see why they make a living on the ice and in the water, not on land. And that gives you a different appreciation for them. And then when people say, well, the polar ice cap is disappearing at an extraordinarily fast rate, then you've got a reason to be invested in that or involved. Because otherwise, you don't live on the, in the Arctic Circle, so what do you care? Until you care about something that lives there, and that changes everything.